Hi, welcome to today's healing. I'm Kristen, and if you're joining me today, that means that you are ready to make a change in yourself and the world around you. Today is part 4 of the Power versus Force series by Dr. David Hawkins, and we will be discussing grief, which vibrates at a level 75. Now, grief is a level of sadness, loss, and despondency. This is where you're moving out of apathy and you actually start feeling, even though it's very painful. And then you're pushed forward and upward, and you're also questioning why. Why is this happening to me? Why did that happen? Why is this person sick? Why did I lose my job? And this is where this person needs to dig in deep and start figuring it out and answering that question. Otherwise, your level of grief is finite if you let this question why linger. Now, some people move into grief briefly or for a while, depending on, the severity of the trauma that they're experiencing. Like somebody has died, they've lost the great love of their life, they've lost their job, and they move into a level of grief, but then they'll move out of it. Those that are in a constant level live a life of regret and depression. And this is where I must discuss that some people have a chemical imbalance. Depression is a real illness, and some people need to be on medication. Some people who aren't, or maybe are on medication, want to harm themselves. They want to, commit suicide, which is tragic. And so we must keep a watchful eye and try to get these people the help that they need. Because a lot of times, like I said, it is an illness and they can't get out of it themselves, and maybe they never will. So keep a watchful eye. And these are people who are in chronic mourning, bereavement, and remorse about the past. This is where they live in the past. They go over and over all of the slights that have happened to them. It could be big, it could be small, but they never seem to get over these problems. And it's very difficult for those who are watching this happen and have to interact with this person. And they will find that they're going to be losing their job, their lifestyle, friends, their health, money, opportunities. They just give up because they're in such despair. And due to a major loss in life, sorrow to a person in grief is the price of that life. And in grief, they see sadness everywhere. They just cannot find happiness. And it is sad for us to watch, and I have to admit it's very frustrating, especially if you cannot reach this person. Irreplaceability of what has been lost. Loss of love is equal to being unlovable. And they think because, maybe their husband or wife or lover left them, or their children have turned away because there's just nothing they can do. They think they are unlovable, but it's really their level of grief that is turning people away, and it's sad. And when an apathetic person is traumatized, this is when they begin to cry and move to the level of grief. So that is grief. And then next time we'll discuss fear. But let's do a little energy work now. I have you right now making an energy ball this is for the beginners. Now, for me, I just kind of do this and away I go. But we'll try to build that energy ball. And if you already feel your energy, just start sending it out there distantly to those you know that will need help in those lower levels. I think that I am more of a guide than a teacher. All right, just like last time, I'm feeling that tingle. And sometimes when I'm working on a client and they think I have a heating pad on them because my hands heat up so much, they're so hot, it feels like a heating pad. All right. Let's feel how big that energy ball is. Mine just keeps growing and growing and growing. All right. My goodness, I feel it tingling. All right. Let's start at the crown chakra here and try to get that energy distantly into these lower level vibrational people, into their crowns. My goodness, I can feel it working. Let's go on the smooth out the body. Now you can do this longer and you can do it anytime you want to. Just kind of do what you feel the need to do, and I'm going to do what I'm sensing to do. Running up and down those chakras. And next time we'll discuss a little bit an overview of the chakras as we move into the next level of vibration. And some of you might start feeling an anxiety because you're moving to a higher level. And so your vibrations are changing. And it'll give you like an anxiety feeling. But I don't want to say it's not. So have yourself checked out if you're concerned. But if it's only just kind of starting, that means that you're moving to a higher level yourself, which is exciting. Okay. All right. That's it for today. I'm so glad you joined me, and I look forward to seeing you again. And remember, go out and change the world. Okay, bye-bye.